Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild, and I recently saw Splitsy's new single-player survival world. I watched the premiere as it was broadcast basically live, had a bit of talk with Splitsy and with other people in the chat that maybe also watched my stuff. And I basically got issued a challenge. it's it's something I cannot do, but people ask if I kind of would also ramp up the the craziness of survival stuff that I do. And I have to say, I'm not too much into that, because Splitsy basically is bringing the herd for himself, and that's not my taste. People ask if I would maybe start a different worlds or a second series. At the moment, that is time-wise not really possible. But on the other hand, I always thought about adding some more survival things that we could work with. And one of these things could be maybe something that's also interesting for this station. And let me show you. I installed the daily needs mod, and the daily needs or basic needs, daily basic, I don't know. It's by Scalabjorn, and you can see I feel hunger now. I can be thirsty, and I maybe need some rest. So that's something we will have to deal with now. The station needs now some things to produce food for us and water. The beds have use now, seats have use now, and that's something I really, really like. And today we will take a look at what we can do about these needs and how we can fulfill them. First, I have to say I did a bit more work, because I don't know, I struggled with myself, and for me always building some stuff in Space Engineers always helps. So I built this. We have a workshop now with basically a garage that we can use to work on the car in a bit of a nicer atmosphere. And I also finished storage, and I worked more on the next or the last module, and this will be important later. Let me go into the workshop first. So staircase up here, so we can get into it here too. Here are airlocks. It doesn't have an airlock in the front. I didn't want to have such a big building here. So the rover basically fits into here, and you can see I have this top part here where I also want to later build up the reactors so that we can use the uranium that we found. A survival kit, storage container, as always, the vent. Then we have button panels around where we can close the doors and depressurize or pressurize the whole building. Some stuff around just suit storage or storage in general for smaller stuff, and some crates so that we can store other things. I've added some windows to the top. I kind of like these new windows that are in there. That's something I really, really like, just as, I don't know, yeah, skylights or something like that. And I added them to the sides too, so that we have enough light in here. The trailer and the rover are still over here. I changed the position of the landing gear so that it is more in the middle and we don't hit the tires with it. This whole stuff is now what can we do? We can lower it now, we can lock it if needed. And here we can engage and disengage the back hook. So this part here so that we can bring that in if we need. I didn't work too much more on this because at the moment I'm thinking about how to unload this thing in the end. There were some suggestions with adding 4 wheels to this thing or something like that to get rid of a bit of the weight that is pushing onto the rover. And I will think about this, but this way it is easy to steer. That's the thing. So we might have to think about something like a front weight for the thing. In the end, we basically have a tractor or something like that. That would be interesting so that we can pick up front weight, get the trailer onto it, and then we can move out with this, with our scientific trailer. So, good, but let us go over to the part now where we think about how to deal with food, with our needs, with water, with all that stuff. So, we don't have a lot of space, so we will have to bring in some machines that are relatively compact, and we need some basic things. So, the last module that we have there, at the moment it is not pressurized, but oh yeah, one thing I need to show you is to have this thing work correctly. Basically, we had to do some stuff with the seats. So you can see that it is called this desk corner 2 and then noms. Has to do with the fact that if we want to eat, so the daily needs mod will, as soon as we go down really far, it will try to just eat what is in the backpack that we have in our inventory. And at the moment I have some rations in there. I have some emergency rations and gray waste and some drinking water. So water is needed relatively fast. At the moment we are at 120 points% whatsoever, because I used one of these tables to eat. It's kind of nice if you don't just if you eat at the correct times and when you eat on a table. And so as soon as you have food, water in your inventory, and you sit down and at one of these noms tables, it goes up to 120 or 125, I think. With the water, with the water it works. With the food, it might be needed that there is good meals. So at the moment, I think if I sit down, I just go up to 100 because I just have these emergency rations. It could also be that the emergency rations are just consumed once you go below 40%. So we later can store some food in here, so to have it close to the kitchen. The kitchen sadly has no use. Toilets have a use. I think it recognizes toilets and it recognizes beds as something that we can deal with, because if we lie down, we get a bit more stamina back, or a bit more non-tiredness. I don't know. So, but if we want to have good, real, and nice food, we will have to deal with some machines. So at the moment, the only machine that we have is on the dropship. It has an emergency rations thing that can make some emergency rations and water, but I want to have that in better. So first thing that I want to have is a water recycler. Water recycler helps us to recycle water. We can put in the gray water, so that's waste products, let's say it that way, and that can be recycled, or we can put in ice. One thing we need to do is we need to turn this thing basically off, or tell it to not grab everything from the conveyor system. Otherwise it will immediately grab ice, bring that in here and use that up. So We will just grab some of the ice that we have in here. Just 8,000 units. This also produces organics. Organics are later used in the growth of foodstuffs. So this thing is really, really fast. It immediately, you can see that we have, don't know, 190, 200 liters of water. One thing I wanted to see is how much energy it uses. 200 kilowatts. That's not too bad, but it might be, yeah, it might be needed that we add the the nuclear power plant as soon as possible. So with this water, the water we can drink, the water we can use to grow food, and with this we can also okay, let's go step by step. I want to have a food sequencer and an enclosed hydroponics. So enclosed hydroponics is basically the thing that produces in the end some things like algae or so that we can basically use these algae to then bring it into a food processor and then just bake food out of it. So you can see that it immediately uses the water and the gravel that we still have. So we need a bit of gravel to grow the food on, I assume. But I also want to turn off the conveyor system here. So I want to manage this. So that I don't lose all the water, you lose all the ice that I have. We have organics. I'd want to have some more. Yeah, that's the only problem that I have right now. I need to. Ooh, we also get gravel. That's neat. I didn't think that would happen, but that's good. So the problem that I have with that is that we now need to find ice and maybe get some more gravel. We will have to see. But you can maybe see that this is not producing yet. So there's nothing that comes out of it because I think it also needs nutrients or something like that. We will have to take a look at that in the sequencer. So this uses 250 kilowatts. Ugh. Yeah, we are draining our energy reserves. I have the feeling. Let me take a look at the batteries. How bad is it? Ugh, it's bad. So, okay. Then we need to step in before and grab a few parts for a reactor and put that up. Grab desert bush. Oh, yeah. I added something that I wanted to see what we can do with later. We can basically plant trees now. Not that it means anything. They're not good for anything. But if we, for example, want to have something like greenhouses or something like that, then we could do that. Maybe with a bit of trickery. But we will see. Good. Reactor. I will go with a standard reactor. We will try to keep relatively vanilla in this area here. So I will just put that here. Maybe we will turn that up so that we can see the sides of it. Freestanding, so no connections. And I will just again manually put the uranium in to kind of keep that in check and see how bad it is. Okay. Oh, we have a good amount of uranium right now. That's nice. Okay, just stick that in here to secure the power for the future, kind of, so that we don't run out of energy. The solar panel is a good kind of is good as it is, but as soon as anything here is in use, it kind of drops down. So I hope. Okay, so if that thing is not in use, it drops down, and we don't have any problems with that. Good. So this is still working. So this doesn't drop down. We can also pretend that the hydroponics are there for, don't know, for. Okay, we have fully recharged. Okay, we are running. We are running. We don't run out of power right now. Let me take a look at one of the seats. I want to see the power usage of the reactor. I could have done that everywhere. So the reactor is currently producing 200. 5 days. 2 weeks. We will have to see how that works out. Maybe some info screens or something like that to get some good readouts on how long we last with the amount of uranium that we have in there now. Good. The next thing would be, and I already have that on the hotbar. 8. The food resequencer. That's, by the way, that's a mod that or not a mod. That's something that kind of looks nice with the robot arms in there, and it even moves. So with this, we should be able to. It's basically an assembler for food, and with this, we should be able to make some. How's it called? Nutrient solution. So we need organics and drinking water, and we can just try to make that, and hopefully this thing runs. Okay, it does. So how much? 250. Okay, this should be okay. And as soon as this gets any of the nutrients, once they are done, it should start hydro. It could be gone very, very fast. Let us take a look. Oh, no, it works. It works out fine. The usage is relatively small here. So, and now the algae soy product. So what could we produce with that? Algae soy product. We could make some tofu. We can't make any meat bouillon. We would need animal meat for that. Vegan. Okay, we could make tofurkey dinner. Some not so bacon and scrambled eggs. Animal meat. Okay, we would need animal meat. We don't have that here, so don't know. Maybe we now need to set up a farm somewhere. I don't know. We make protein shake. That's a lot better than the heretic cola that's in there. Saberoid bouillon. Okay, saberoids. Ooh, we need to farm them now. Saberoid omelette. Saberoid meat. This is space meal bar. Drinking water, gravel. That sounds unpleasant. Algae. We could make these later. That's good. Also, beef burger and fries. We could make these. Martian special ketchup and potatoes. Asteroid meat. Okay, the luxury meal is not a thing we can do. We would need tomatoes. As far as I know, this mod also has seeds that we can get from signals. Not sure how that works, but ooh, we can make coffee. That's just ridiculous. Steel plates and metal grid for cloned Saburoid meat, but not a lot. Oh, we can clone that stuff, but we need it before. So we can basically make, and we can make the synth food stuff. It's at least not emergency ration. So what I want to have is a coffee. And maybe we can make some, maybe we can make some space meal bars. Just to see. Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, let me get into the inventory. Grab this. Coffee, nice. And now we go and do the hydroponics again to put the solution in. There's still a good amount of solution there. It uses up the gravel relatively fast. It takes a while. Ah, that basically doesn't go down. Nice, good. Then we have that for a while. There is also, if we take a look at it, we have a soil tray. And we have open hydroponics. Let us at least take a look what we have there. Open hydroponics. Oh, okay, that's another hydroponics thing. Is there infos? No. Daily needs, survival kit. I don't know what the difference is. I think the mod said that it is less efficient. I don't know. And the soil tray seems to be the thing that is used to basically grow seeds that we can find. Also very interesting, but we would need a connection for that, and I don't have some right now. So that's maybe something we have to deal with in some other way. The hydroponics we might take a look at, but we have that thing running for now. So, and it doesn't seem to be too slow. I hope that I can get away with some of this. So 8. Let us sit down and see if it fills up our hunger. Our thirst, it should fill up. The stamina is just filled up by just standing somewhere there. And it already starts to fill back up. See, 125. Why am I going to... There were seeds, but it's the command center. You don't eat in the command center. We eat in the regular thing here. So now it goes up to 100. Does it go up more? It does. So we just had to wait. And it just used a fraction of one of the bars. So that's nice. What can we do with the coffee? Let me stand up and see if we can do anything. Oh. Anything with the coffee. Gee. Can we do anything, yeah, with the characters? Something? Emotes? Daily needs. Emergency response. That's, by the way, that's just for small grid. It doesn't exist for big grid. Not sure if for maybe the basic assembler can do the same. The LCD panel at the moment is just that. It doesn't do anything as far as I know. Okay, what can I do with the coffee? Maybe it uses that up once I don't have water anymore. Oh, we have organics. I'm basically, I'm, it basically takes everything out of my suit that's in there and just puts it into my inventory. Ugh. That can't be pleasant with space meal bars coffee. So what I want to do is we can just put the gray water, for example, into here, and then maybe just grab it here and see. Okay, it's gone. It seems that it used that up. Okay, the organics can be used by the enclosed hydroponics. That's neat. Now I want to close this off so that I can walk into here, grab something to eat in pajamas. So let us grab a lamp. No, not a lamp, a light, corner light. That, and then maybe some windows. This and this, and then we at least have, yeah, again, something established that for one gives us a bit more to do when it comes to survival. I always like that. I'm kind of, that's why I kind of want to have some of these things just work by hand, because then I have something to tend to, basically. The problem for me always is in Space Engineers that the real survival is not there. And this at least gives a few things that I can just tend to and don't have to always just build. I can just grab stuff and move it around and see, okay, see to growing some things or whatsoever. That's pretty nice. The colors seem to not be changeable, and I will just keep them that way. Now we have to also always, the only thing is now our inventory gets a bit more cluttered because we have to have water now. We have to have something to eat, and that's something we have to deal with. Good. Is this is pressurized? Nice. The base in its smallest form and smallest iteration right now is relatively done. So now we can make improvements maybe, or take a look if we want to change out things. We have a bit more space in this room, a bit more space in the room after the command center, so that we maybe can, don't know, hook some other things up. And again, here we can maybe test out more of that stuff if we can find, for example, let us try to grab the unknown signal and see if there's something in there. That would be interesting. We will just use the jetpack. I need to get rid of one of the mods that I've installed that makes hydrogen ridiculously nice, especially when it comes to the suits, because yeah, we don't use that up basically anymore. Oh, it's still going down the mountain. Okay, let us press this thing and see what we get. Anything interesting? Leopard gem. As if I hadn't gotten enough of them yet. Come on, we will wait until it's down. Okay, this cliff face here is not it's not the nicest a nicest place for them to just come down and land. Come on. I would just like to cut that thing now, but the problem is then I have the feeling it rolls down and just gets destroyed. And I want to see if there's anything in there. That would be nice. If they maybe added some seeds or something like that to the signals. Come on. Finally. Good, let us see. Can we grab anything from... Ooh! There is seeds. It's potato seeds. And some money will be grabbed. Nice. Now, yeah, basically we now have to put up a planter box just to see how that thing works. The problem is that I don't know where. Test-wise, we can feed it maybe by hand. That should be possible. Let us go back to the base. Do we have a nice name? We don't have a nice name for this base. We kind of need to think about a nice name for the base. That's something we can do. And later we need to think about upgrades, making this base bigger. It's kind of, don't know, develop a colony. At the moment it's just a habitat, something to do scientific experiments, and maybe not a real full-blown independent base on the moon. So maybe, don't know, if we come back to here, we can start to upgrade it and change out some of the modules, maybe get something bigger, something, don't know, we could think about that, having stuff like that going on. Now the question is, can we all the airlocks, if we set up a planter box, what would the planter box need? And can we get soil grower, crop grower, soil tray? That's what it is called. Can we access the inventory from here? Maybe put some seeds in here, some organics. What else do we need? So it needs inventory. Assemble, loop, queue off, queue empty. Soil crop grower. Okay. Oh no, potassium, phosphorus. Newcomers. It could be that we have to find ores before we do that, and that could be problematic. So we have some potatoes. Fertilizer. Can we do fertilizer? We can do fertilizer with organics, with gravel, with drinking water. That's what we will do, and not go for any hunts on, I don't know, on. Okay, just a bit of it. We have organics in there. I don't know how many we need. So gravel and maybe some water. So production, fertilizer. That's okay. The amounts are good. No organic. Okay. We should have that too. Not a lot. Okay. Maybe. Okay, ice. We will bring that in from orbit. I don't want to go and... So potatoes. Oh, okay. I can make potatoes in here. It's basically like an assembler. More drinking water. It's basically just like an assembler, and maybe it takes a while until the potatoes grow. That would be interesting. Organic drinking water packet. I have that. I have that. Seed potatoes. You should be able to just missing items. What missing items? What am I missing? Oh, I know what. That should work. Yes, it takes a while. So it lets them grow. That's great. That's really great. Oh, nice. And now I could make chips, crisps, however you want to. So no, I need tomatoes for that. This is just great. Yeah, I like it. I like it. This will be fun. This will be fun. And now I have a bit more of an idea to grab the unknown signals, because now if I can find something like that in here, then that makes it interesting. That makes the whole thing really interesting. If I can grab seeds, then start to grow things. It would be nice if we would get seeds back. So if as a side product of something like that, we would get some seeds, or we could make seeds out of the potatoes themselves. That would be nice. We can do that. So I'm talking. I'm completely talking out of my behind here by saying, oh, it would be nice if you could do that. You can. So that's neat. We can. Okay, we have two. We can massive amounts of seeds with the stuff that we have right now. So that's nice. That's really, really cool. But I will grab more seeds so that we maybe can grow some tomatoes or something like that. Let us do another run, test it for a second, and then if we find something interesting, we will bring that back. Otherwise, I think the episode can come to an end now. You now know this thing. We will have to go through the whole world at one point and establish drinking water and food for us whenever we come back to any of our bases. So that will be something we have to do. And go away. And why are you working? You no special items. That's ridiculous. Gray wastewater. Okay, one egg. Oh, Sabiroid eggs. Nice. Can we grow eggs now? I will cut you down and then leave everything behind, just so I don't have the grid anymore. The cleanup can just take all the parts. I don't need that right now, so didn't think about that to clean out my inventory. Good, let's get rid of that. So again, I hope you like this change. Again, for me, it's a bit of a thing that, for one, I feel a bit challenged by people asking me to maybe add some more survival elements, and then yeah, the one my the one YouTuber I really like comes in and starts a crazy survival world with his challenge there that he don't know, he goes, in my opinion, he goes completely bonkers and overboard, but I think that's the way he likes to play. So this is the way I like to play. So We will do again. We will maybe go and see if there's any other interesting things. So the survival elements for us, I ramped up the spiders. So if we ever get to them, I ramped up the wolves. If we ever get to them, it will be crazy. Now we have to tend to our needs, and don't know, maybe there's other things. I will have to bring down the density of the hydrogen again. Um, will have to. I might keep that mod and turn it on once we are on Dune, but turn it off again once we are everywhere else because it's ridiculous that I can just fly around the world with one tank of hydrogen. That's maybe a bit too much. Good, but people, hope you like the change. Hope you liked the video. If you did, please leave a like on it. Let me know in the comments if don't know what you think, and if you have other survival things in mind that don't know. Again, I'm just listening. If I think that's too crazy and not for me, but give me suggestions. And if you're new here, then please subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video. See ya, guys.